What's up? I'm Drew Paul Bell, and in this video what I want to talk about with you is a question from our friend Erica, and she wants to know, what advice do you have for an ongoing senior that wants to be the best architect in the world and travel to different places for work? Okay, so I don't have a lot of advice on how to be the best architect in the world because I've only been the best architect in the world for like 3 weeks. I'm just kidding. But I don't know anything. This is literally something that I don't know everything about, but I do study a lot about success. I read a lot of books about a lot of different things, and this would be my guess. This would be my advice to you. This is what I plan on trying to do. It's focus on the process. Focus on the process of whatever's right in front of you right now. If right now you're trying to get into college, get into college. If you're in college, do really well on your schoolwork. If you're graduating, find an awesome job. If you're at an awesome job, do an awesome job at your awesome job, and work really hard to get your IDP hours and your license, and then study a lot. And just focus on whatever is right in front of you and do that the best that you can. I think that over time, that's the only way that I could possibly see like becoming really good at something in the long run, is to focus on getting better at whatever is right in front of you and growing at those little incremental steps, step by step, day after day after day. And after a long time, hopefully you'll be pretty good. So that's the only piece of advice I can give you on that. And I think that you'll know what specific things to go do as time goes on, whether that is study a particular architect or go work for a particular architect or watch these videos or take this course or whatever, right? I think that those little things, I think that you'll know what those are in the moment. Just focus on whatever it is that you're doing that the best that you can. In terms of traveling to different places for work, there are certain, if that's the goal of yours, awesome. I'm glad that you can like be that specific. A lot of people are not that specific, and then they're just upset that they're not happy because they didn't reach their vague goal that it wasn't really a goal. So if traveling a lot for work is a goal of yours, then work for a big firm that does work outside of your country or outside of your area. And there's a lot of firms that do this, and there's a lot of firms that don't. So just make sure that you don't land at like one of the small firms that only does local stuff. Find a big firm, and that's going to be where you're going to be at. And by the way, there's going to be pros and cons with that. You're going to be probably in a firm that has like a lot of people, and maybe you'd be more anonymous in it, and maybe that's a con. Maybe that's hard for you to deal with. Maybe that's a negative. But if what you really want is to be able to travel, then that might be necessary. And now as I'm saying this, I'm wondering if maybe even like a large firm wouldn't be that good of a call, because I know people that work at like really large firms and they've done work in different areas. Like I was talking to somebody the other day who they're doing like water parks and amusement parks, that kind of thing. And they finally have one here in Georgia, so here kind of like north of Atlanta and a little ways. They can finally go see it because they don't travel to Phoenix or Minnesota or any of these other places. So maybe the big firm isn't the one that travels actually. So I'm gonna say look for a firm that's at least international, and I actually think that the smaller you could get but is also international, I think that would be your best option. Or there are also firms that are not specifically architecture, they do like consulting, whether that be sustainability consulting or like BIM management and BIM consulting. I have a friend who I think she travels a little bit, and she works at a firm that does more like BIM consulting, and they also do like energy analysis. So there's a lot of kind of other one-off companies that may do more traveling. So that'd be my advice. In fact, I think that kind of those one-off, those companies, those jobs that are not exactly architecture, but they're architecturally related, I think that those are going to have the more potential for travel, actually, because in architecture there's a lot of like sitting at the table, sitting at the desk, sitting at the computer, and just getting the drawings done. And that seems to be very stationary. Traveling is not, in my experience, is not all that common. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you know something that I don't know about these kinds of things, I'm interested to hear that. So I hope this helps. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you next time.